Welcome to Spirit Baby Radio. I am your host, Kelly Meehan, a citizen of the universe and a passage keeper and mentor for our new Earth children. I believe we are entering into a new psychic structure of our reality, and it is meant to embody deeper trust and ways into solid self-love and fearless integrity. Our new world energy of spirit babies needs us to consciously create within conception, trust pregnancy, and have freedom to birth and parent from innate wisdom. This is Spirit Baby Radio. Welcome to episode 214, May 2025, the new Earth children of today. Join us as we share in real and personal Spirit Baby stories that carry messages of love, hope, connection, and truth. In this space, my plan is to blend the metaphysical and the spiritual and the science of life to explore connections to our everyday existence. Today, I'm honored to welcome our special guest, Anna, I call an expert in motherhood. Welcome.
Hello, Kelly. I'm so glad to be here. Thanks for the invitation.
Absolutely. I always like to share, like, how do we connect? What does that look like? And you were connected to my community, and we just started emailing, and I was offering a session space, and it was like, I don't know, like I'm very intuitively impulsive, and I was just so interested in your really authenticity in your energy in the email, because as someone that reads energy, I can read it through emails. People think it's just like, oh, face to face. I was like, nope, energy doesn't care. Energy's energy. And so now we're here, and I was thinking, like, because we were like kind of playing around, like, what is the story that Anna's going to share? But also, I'm going to tune in to her energy and baby energy and see what wants to come through. But I want you to share, you have an Earth's child, right? And you're on this
Yes.
conception journeys. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, yes, I have a girl. She's 3 years, 8 months now, and it's like the best thing I've ever lived in my entire
Mm,
life. I am a single mom by choice. I say like I don't know in English, but it's like I'm solo. I mean solo because I don't want to say single mom because nobody left me, nobody went. It's like I
interesting.
decided on my own. I wanted to be a mom, so I froze my eggs when I was 39 years old. I got divorced when I was 36, and then I was obsessed with being a mom. I was like on the catch for a father to my children, not for a partner for myself. And so when I froze my eggs, I felt like I had an insurance policy, that I bought me some more years, to find the partner. And I had a boyfriend. He said, yes, okay, I'm going to have babies with you. And we started treatment. And then he backed. He said, no, 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 no. But 3 times this thing happened to me. So it really was a journey for me to connecting to my strength to do this on my own, trusting in my heart. In my heart, I wanted to be a mom, and I had already seen a girl and a boy in a meditation of my mission. And so I hold on to that, and it has been the best thing for me being a mother. Very difficult
Mm,
as well, because I was like
mm.
thinking everything's gonna be okay when I am a mom. And it was like a fantasy, because now I have the same problems I had before, plus I'm tired.
Yes.
I have a baby to deal with. But I
Oh.
feel so honored that she chose to be my daughter, even if I was single and even if I was 49 when I had the first IVF.
Wow, look at that. So I know what you're saying, like single mother by choice is what a lot of people say, right? But I call it a solo conception. And I've worked with many actually women that what I would say I call, because I like to come up with names to things. This is like, I do that in my life, I do that in my work, but on the solo conception is very, I call it a creative conception, and you're having to look at different angles and really call it in, and it's sweet. She's here, she's Earthside, and now you're feeling that deeper yearning, going, okay, baby being, like, where are you? Let's connect. And I am picking up things, and I'm going to take my notes. I like to do things. I'm going to show you this orange paper. But I actually have a white paper and I always like to look at the body. This is how I do the work. I'm very like physical, emotional, spiritual, mental, energetic. It's like the information can come very quickly. And typically in a session space, I like to invite, what you're saying. And you shared a little bit of like, here's your journey. And then of course there's deeper stuff. And I was telling Anna like to
Also,
go,
I want to mention I went to a second IVF
uh-huh.
because there was a left embryo from
Mm,
when my daughter was conceived, and it didn't work.
mm,
I was really, really devastated and
mm.
confused, like what's going on? I don't understand. But I still have frozen eggs and frozen donor sperm.
That sounds like you have a lot of great options, right? Yeah, I would think so. But in a space, usually what I do, and I don't think we're gonna do it this way, but I usually go into quiet and I like to hear like kind of where the energy's going. But I'm gonna kind of shift into, I feel like when we're inviting baby energy in, to me it's an invitation. Like, hello, energy. It's more than just that. But for me, like I have to shift my perception and listen and go, oh. And I'm always bring like, I'm always like, what brings you here? And the thing I like to look at baby connection is how you're both connecting because you have these options, what you're facilitating. And it's very like, do you still hear me? Are you there?
Yes, yes. Now you froze,
Okay.
but now it's okay.
Okay. It says, let me see, let me give it a minute. Okay. There's a lot of, actually, I feel like I know we talked about, you said you had birth losses, right? You've had miscarriages, plural. Or one.
I mean, I did the IVF and the pregnancy test
Okay.
came out negative.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
When
Yeah.
I had my daughter, they transferred two embryos, and
Oh,
I just had
wow.
one baby.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a big deal. I feel like I'm just going to take some notes for a minute here. Um, so I know from your energy, if I'm really like kind of paying attention, you are very visual, which I always like to look at the psychic energy. You're visual. So that would be like clairvoyant, you're a feeler, you're clairsentient, but more in the clairsentience of emotions, like picking up emotions, picking up feelings, and even reading through your body with others through feelings. And also you have claircognizance, which is knowing. And I feel like that's the one people don't really give credit to, where you have like, where you just know things, but you don't feel it, you don't see it. It's just a deep knowing. And I do feel like that's a strong one for you, that you're probably in relationship more. What do you feel about that?
Yes, yes. I think sometimes I feel and I see images. Yes, and I sometimes I just know. But yeah, it's strange because it's like I want to understand, but it's just a knowing I have.
No, I feel like your knowing is really good. And that's why I say that, because you're going to know things along the journey. You're going to get, deeper telepathic insight from baby being. But I actually feel like when I'm like tuning into this energy, it feels like a girl energy, but I feel like she's showing me boy embryos. Do you know the genders of your embryos or no? So then I'm like, you
But
know,
but when I did the metal meditation on your book that I
yeah.
loved so much,
Uh,
I saw a boy.
yeah. So then I'm
It
like,
was,
where is this little girl showing us that here's a boy, here's all the boys.
but also
Um,
in the metal meditation, I saw a girl, like
hmm.
older girl, but like not
Hmm.
like a transparent. I
Did
don't know.
your mother have any losses that you're aware of?
No, not
Like
that I
no
am.
no oh, I was gonna say not that you're aware of or no. Okay,
No,
okay.
not that I am aware.
Because I feel like this little girl energy, she's actually, if I tune in a little bit more to her, she is connected to you. And it feels more like sister energy. That's why now I'm going, okay, there's some guardian like guiding angel, I'm saying, guiding of this being, but let me shift more into this connection with this boy energy. He pops in and he's just like super big smile, by the way. Do you see him as like a big smile? And
Yes, yes.
he's like, hey mom, hey, hey. Like, okay. And the ways that you can connect, I like that she's bringing the energy. And so there's a lot of different energies around you. So you may feel like who's talking to me? What's happening? And you're just, it doesn't matter who's talking to you, to be honest. It's more of you just paying attention and receiving kind of what's coming through. Um, One of the things that comes up with Spirit Baby is, how are you communicating? Besides meditation is great. Music comes up a little bit, music, sound, using sound, but also colors. And as we know, color psychic energy is a very specific form of communication. And to me, it's like we're using colors to communicate. And so pay attention to that when you're preparing, when you're connecting, what that feels like. And I'm actually getting more, there's a specific, do you have a song that you play quite often? Like, and it feels very calming, but like, oh, I like this song. There's some song that's coming through that's being told like, oh, we listened to this many times before, and it's just one of those things that feels really balancing. And when you're in that space, baby's just like around you in that energy as well. Um, Horses come up. So animal communication, that's what baby's sharing is like horse energy. Do you get any animal communication or any?
No, my daughter speaks a lot about horses, but
She's trying to, maybe baby's speaking through her to talk to you through connecting with communication and connection. Mm. So if I'm looking at more of emotional stuff, this little boy being, he does talk about your heart space. And as we know, heart conception begins in the heart space, is what I feel. So that means that energetically, it's something I've talked about quite often, that the field of energy becomes light around the heart, and then the rest of the body is pregnant. It's like we always think it's the womb, pregnancy, which is fine. It's very of this world. But when the heart opens up to that light and this being is saying you are working on the masculine energy right now. You're working with, and it's interesting because he's male energy. So, but there's even around the heart space, it goes even deeper, connected to your father. It goes deeper, connected to grief, actually. It's grief that comes up. And in that grief, as we know, as I say, grief is magical, powerful, it's purposeful. I should even say it's purposeful. How about that? That would be even better to say. I don't know how people don't feel like it's very magical, but it has a need. And when we're in deep expression of it, we're letting it move through us. So as I'm seeing that, I just want you to be conscientious that it's not just about, oh, I have to go heal it, right? It's like it's a part of the journey now that it may be coming up. I actually feel like it goes really far back. Like there's some kind of lineage agreement actually in the grief space and the struggle. And it's going back generations on that masculine like space of, let me see. Which side does? There's two masculine sides, right? Let me see. Mother, father. I want to say more of your father's side. Is your father here, Earth side?
no,
He's
they're
not.
both gone.
Okay, yeah, you're like me. Orphaned, we're orphaned. So this energy, because your mom's energy, you've cleared a lot of lines of energy with her, it feels like. And it actually feels like you have a good connection with her even now. But we go into the father's side, it doesn't mean you don't have a good connection with him, but the lineage is there. So you becoming this mother and receiving your daughter, you're literally changed the lineage. Do you realize that? I mean, that's really hard to do. And now you're like stepping up to do a different level of clearing and what your preparation looks like. This little being is saying, He's saying keep working on your womb. He knows that you're doing it, not just physically, but energetically. He's
Mhm.
showing me almost like you do something with a grid of light in there, but he's like, yeah, that's fine. That's great. Because you're trying to clear the past energies and still stay centered. And remember, past energies, sometimes they're just so sticky and they're in layers. And it's like, but you, as you stand present and move forward, that's what you want to do because the grief is going to be there. There are going to be old things that have to go, right? And that's okay too. It's like the old is going to go and the new energy to come through. I do feel like this little being, as he comes stronger and stronger around in this conversation, he is yeah, you have a really good strong communication with this being. And so keep at it because I feel like he's like, oh, I'm always here, we're always talking, and he's telepathically connecting with you when you realize it and when you don't. You just get like this kind of inspired thought comes through and it's like, oh. And you get to talk to him and say, hey, you know,
Sometimes I, I,
yeah,
I am mad at him.
that's okay.
Like the other day, I told him, like, why is everything so difficult? Like I have to heal so much, and he didn't come when I went to the IVF, and so now it's like much more difficult because I have to do all the fertilization, more money, more
Yeah.
expensive. And so the other day, I felt bad afterwards, but I was like angry.
Yeah, use your human emotion. It's proper to be angry, but remember, he's not offended by your anger. There is no such thing as anger where his existence is. So remember, it's hard because we on earth have emotion, we have ego, and we filter it through. But I would say, yeah, be angry because you're like, what the hell? Like, why aren't you here? This is ridiculous. And it's okay to laugh about it. And when you say that, though, so when you were saying that, I was tuning into his energy, is something that I do. And I was seeing, honestly, like a lot of his energy not being here, besides you're doing the healing of the lineage, it feels like the timeline of this world is not ready for that frequency that he wants to bring forward. So it's not just about, our desires are the externalness of what it is. And I think that's why you're maybe even slowing down, really looking at it. And maybe at times, I know with IVF, it's very tricky because you feel you have to be impulsive or take risks sometimes. But I actually feel like there's something with the frequency and coming through. I can almost see him coming through portals. It's very confusing when I use that language. It doesn't really make any logical sense, but the way I'm seeing him integrate through, and I feel like there's another baby energy helping him integration of his sibling, of what that connection is, and then how coming into this reality. And as you are preparing, you get to look at different things, right? That's the hard part. But so what is the next step for you?
Well, to do all the analysis, I have a list of
Okay.
blood test, glucose analysis, and just pay. I have to travel to New York
Oh,
because
wow.
my eggs are in New York, and I just have to send all the analysis that are needed for a go, and just have the money and pay for all the fertilization, and just
Yeah.
travel to New York when my endometrial is ready, and then I think they're gonna. Last time they did the fertilization, and 3 days afterwards, I was transferred.
Mm. So it is very in the moment, right? You're going to kind of know, and I know that's always really hard. Um, and then what you're doing in this meantime to prepare is a lot of things, right? You're probably watching your stress and doing your energy
Well, it's
healing.
like I'm 53 now, and I
Yeah.
am single, so I have a lot of opposition in my family. So that, I think that is blocking me. Like
Mm.
I don't want to be left alone. Like I need help for the women from the women in my family, but everybody is against it. Last time
Oh.
that it didn't work, everybody said, okay, it's okay because you already had the embryo. So now you have to
Um,
forget about another baby. It's
mm.
very risky. You have a daughter, you're single, you don't have the money. And so now it's like a block because all the what everybody else is gonna think. So I'm thinking, I'm not gonna tell anyone.
I know. I'm sorry that you feel so lonely like that. That's a big deal. And people can be so, they're just fearful and they think that they're sharing things that are meaningful. But I see this a lot, not just with infertility, within birthing. Like I want a home birth or free birth. It's like, who do you think you are? And I even say when you were sharing that, there's grief in there. There's a loss. And as I said, in that grief and loss space, it's like you're doing it right. You're like being in that. And I think talking it out is very healing. It's like, yeah, we're being honest. Like, yeah, there's no help like in the way that you need it. And that's very honest. It doesn't make, I feel like it will change the energy because you have to make a sense of peace for it because you know in your heart that you're ready to become a mother for the second time. Like, and you're listening to that. And there is a community out here that will support you and tell you like, you got this. And I know it looks different when women are, I would even say 45 and up. Some would say 35 and up, but I feel like so many women are able to conceive in that time, especially you're doing a creative conception. And I'm thinking of a few women that pop in my mind and you have to do you, but I hear you. I hear you. There's a lot of, yeah, a lot of stuff around that. And so, anything else you want to share? Or actually, do you want to? Maybe I should pick you some cards. That could be fun. Um,
I just have a question about what you said. Like the energy is not okay for the baby now in the world, or it's my energy?
no, it's the world's energy a little
Okay.
bit. It's like I want to come in, but I do feel like and remember that those frequencies can really restructure pretty immediately. You don't have to. I feel like when we're doing our work, whatever that looks like, because your work looks different than someone else's work, that you're just, connecting with your heart, breathing through. And to me, it's just you're surrendering. Every day you're surrendering with your breath and body. This is the energy that wants to come up for you right now is like, what does it mean to surrender? And you don't have to overanalyze it. Like you can go for a walk and be next to a tree and be like, I'm just surrendering now. I'm just breathing. I'm just being because you don't want to jump too far ahead. It's so hard not to, right? I got to go do this. You can have a little bit of a plan, but you really just want to, I feel like dropping into that ease of the body of like, where am I? Who am I? And how your frequencies are continuing to align. No matter if they're like, oh, I want to come. And again, I could see these certain energies around that's like, I could come, but it's one of those I hate to say it, it's like one of those timing things. I mean, that's a real thing. As you're healing through whatever the lineage thing that wants to come up. I'm gonna pull you some Spirit Baby Oracle cards. And I'm going through a rebranding of these cards, and I think they're going to be called Spirit Baby Communication. Um, what is the second title? Your baby is your oracle. Doesn't that sound better? I don't know. Baby is your oracle. Um, I actually really love these cards for you. Even though I picked these cards, maybe we'll do what you want to do, like a little meditation with your energy. What do you feel about that?
Yes, whatever you feel.
Because I'm thinking that like we can shift into something that's really for your energy too. It's not like there's no cookie cutter. I want to listen to like where you are. But I want to share these cards. And the first message that comes through, and the idea is this is from baby's energy. It's nothing to do with me. And the first message is I'm sending you the healing you really need right now. Can you feel it?
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so it's like there's a healing, it's happening. We don't have to overanalyze that. The next one is please practice surrender and patience. I love you so very much. I know, I was like, all right. And then I love this one too. I send thoughts to your mind to communicate. Use your telepathic awareness. Um, you have a name picked out for a boy? It's a short name.
No, not really.
There's a short name. It's a short name. It's someone like 5 or 6 letters long, and it just feels like a gentle boy's name. See what comes to you. I want to fill it in. But let me just have you just take a moment, closing your eyes, aligning your spine, wherever you're sitting is totally perfect. Feeling your arms, your legs before you. And as your eyes are closed, I want you to take 3 deep breaths on your own. And after you've taken that last deep breath, come into your natural inner breathing, however it moves. Bring your attention to the crown, the very top of your head. And you just notice the softness of your body. Notice how sound comes through your ears. Notice your cheekbones, creating a space of ease, actually. Ease. And then dropping further down, an ease of your shoulders, your right shoulder, left shoulder, down into your arms, elbows, fingertips. And then ease around the heart, the front heart, behind the heart, the spine. And just feeling that weightfulness, that softness inward, and ease in the belly, the diaphragm. And noticing how the breath moves and the soft places. And if there's any tension, it's just there, it's fine. And then dropping past the belly space into the sit bones, pelvic floor, the hip space. Noticing the womb. You can even drop your hands around the womb space, just gently. A cradling, a gentleness around the abdomen. And then dropping into the legs, the feet, the ankles to the earth, feeling your lower body. And a sense of ease under your feet as well. Letting you in your most protective, loving space. Come back up into your heart. Your heart is the space of love, intuition, oneness, grace, beauty. It is co-creation. It is heart communication with baby beings. And you are allowing yourself to be grounded into your body, and you are stepping deeper into your heart, but your heart and womb are in communication together. And baby being is in the space around you. I want you just to continue to anchor down and ground into your heart. You are in co-creation. You are not separate. You are one with baby being, who is the infiniteness of love, of purity. And you are in attraction. You are knowing you are mother, and this baby being is just entering and anchoring down into your field. And that you are surrendering, whatever surrender looks like. And as baby being is coming more deeper, closer, hello, mommy, I am here, I am ready, we are connected. And I want you in your own inner telepathic space to receive any internal messages, whether it's a phrase, a word, a color, an animal, a symbol, whatever it is, you're anchoring it down, receiving that. And you're inviting new energy inward in this connection, in this communication, knowing that you're sealed, bonded by love, and that you are going to keep coming back to your own internal heart with that wisdom, you and baby being. It does not matter about everybody else around you and their opinions and their stories. You are coming back to you in a deeper, refreshed, and powerful way. Your frequencies are continuing to move into alignment. And now I want you just to drop into your breath of heart. And baby being is in the space, but you're just shifting your perception of energy. You're in your heart, you're in your breath, feeling that sense of movement, feeling body connection. When you're ready, just coming back to the space, opening up your eyes in a gentle gaze, moving more and more, and just noticing where you are. How are you doing? Mm.
Happy because he was just like here, my energy, very close.
So when I first entered your field, you're very grounded. This is excellent, by the way. It's okay. Like I know people are going to be like, "Wait, what? Is it I have to be grounded?" But it's we go in and out of groundedness, but your energy field really brings you in into the space in this moment that you get to be grounded into your body and really listen. And actually the first energy around you, it was just I call it like just an energetic observation. I saw a lot of violet and I heard the word Metatron and Archangel Michael. And it's not something I think about. I was like, Metatron, I haven't thought about that dude in forever. But it's very sacred geometry for some reason. That's where I go with it. And so, whatever you're building and doing, you are doing it right. And I do believe you are right with the emotional pieces of the community around you. That will be, that's going to be the weakness. That's going to be the hard part to navigate. But I do feel like this fresh new energy as you're moving forward holds that next step towards the journey. And as you're preparing, it's like you're sitting in your home doing whatever that internal work is. And when I say internal work, it's just like even just being. Being here is work, okay, people? And if you need to, whatever comes up, I do feel like it's that there's not one way you're in communication with baby. That's what I'm seeing. It's like music, it's telepathic, it's colors, and you're just in response to that, right? You're just showing up to what that is. And there may be things that shift along the way. If I kind of try to go really far ahead of timelines, I think things are going to keep changing. I see three different energies keep changing. So you're going to have to like see the change as something that's leading you in the direction, right? So it's like, oh, the path said this way. Oh, it shifted. No, I'm going to force the path. That's where you're like, oh, let's just shift it and see what happens, right? This is how energy moves and energy's in creation. And you could, in your meditations over the weeks or whatever you're going to before you go, you could just keep talking to baby being and feeling that you're in co-creation together and that you are welcoming and ready for his alignment for this world. Like, and you're being patient and you're surrendering to it. I feel like that's what we can do. And if emotions come, whether it's sadness, anger, it's fine. It's fine. And then find, experience that, right? And then come back to like, okay, what then does this look like? And what are you continuing to build together?
Okay.
Yeah. So I almost like this quiet space. And I want to say, of course, if there's any questions, but maybe there's a lot of questions that could come up. Um, But maybe we'll talk about that after in a minute. But I just want to leave you with that quietness, this nice connection, and I feel like we've created some energy grid to see where that looks like you ground in, and keep connecting, of course, with spirit. I would say spirit baby beings, and I want to thank you so much for being so vulnerable and sharing, and it's really honoring for the community too for you to kind of step in and come up with this fun, creative idea, fun, but this idea to just bring it to others that are in that same space and the healing that gets to come from that. And I also want to leave you with any final words.
I just want to thank you for the opportunity to connect to the baby and to feel it. And it's in a space that it's not like I am inventing or crazy or forcing. It's like I felt so like I could surrender and let him appear in the space without the
Mm.
intention to force it.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I want to thank you all to episode 214, the New Earth Children of Today, and sharing in these Spirit Baby personal stories of love, hope, connection, and truth. Thank you for joining Spirit Baby Radio with your host, me, Kelly Meehan. Please join my community and stay in touch with monthly energy rants, Spirit Baby poetry, and get access to Spirit Baby 101 with tips and practices at my newsletter at newearthchildren.com. And join me on Instagram with lives at Spirit Baby Medium, and join the Mighty Networks, the Spirit Baby Collective membership, and Motherhood to Mediumship. Remember, you are the heart that holds communication, and it is your time to connect. Come share in the great shift of your mind and the true spirit of your heart with Spirit Baby Communication.